What is going on, guys? If you were watching that Monday night game with the New York Jets against the Buffalo Bills, it was a lot that transpired with this game. And it ended in an overtime thriller with the New York Jets winning 22-16. But obviously, that's not the biggest story coming out of this game. Aaron Rodgers, it's not looking good for him. They're saying it's an Achilles. It's a possible Achilles injury. He lasted, 4 plays? He didn't. It was bad. It was rough. Coming into the season, the biggest question about the New York Jets was their offensive line and how their offensive line would play. It was one of the worst, if not the worst rated offensive line last season. And coming into this season, it was rated towards the bottom of the NFL again. So a big question coming into the season for the Jets was how was that offensive line going to hold up for Aaron Rodgers? And we saw tonight the Bills were getting pressure on Aaron Rodgers and on the play where he was injured, and he injured his Achilles. He was getting wrapped up and getting taken to the ground. So it seemed like the offensive line concerns for the Jets came to fruition in this game. And sadly, it may have cost them their starting quarterback for this year. But that's for later on down the line, later on in the week. But for this specific game, Zach Wilson came back, returned, and it was rough. It was rough. It looked like a repeat of last season for the Jets, where the Jets' defense was tremendous. They were tremendous. They forced about 4 turnovers on the Buffalo Bills. They forced Josh Allen to throw 3 interceptions. They forced the fumble on Josh Allen. The Jets' defense kept them in this game. They didn't give up because Aaron Rodgers left the game and the crowd was deflated and their energy was just gone. They fought and they played this whole game. The defense was tremendous. They got 5 sacks, forced 4 turnovers, held Josh Allen to only 236 yards and 1 touchdown. The job the Jets did defensively was tremendous. It was an elite performance from the Jets defense, period. And that's a surprise to anybody because last year we saw how good of a unit they were. So this year, it was expected. It's expected for them to be a really, really strong unit. That wasn't the question with the Jets at all. And they showed tonight against Josh Allen. I don't know. Maybe it was the Madden curse or something. But Josh Allen was struggling. He threw some rubber ducky balls down just into double coverage. I don't know what he was doing. You seen Whitehead for the Jets. I mean, he had a tremendous game with multiple interceptions. Jordan Whitehead, tremendous game. We saw just so much tremendous play. Obviously, Garrett Wilson with the one-handed touchdown catch. It was terrific. It was a terrific play. Xavier Gipson, the rookie, with the punt return to end the game in overtime. This was a tremendous game. It was sloppy, it was rough, it was ugly, but it ended up being really entertaining. If you're a Bills fan, you got to wonder what's going on with Josh Allen and these turnovers. It is becoming a big issue. It's some of these throws that he's throwing, it just leaves you scratching your head. You don't understand what is he looking at? What is he seeing on the field? With some of these interceptions, like where he'll just lob it down the field like it's almost like a punt. I don't understand what he's seeing, but I'm not going to say it's all Josh Allen because the Jets had a lot to do with that. They were getting a lot of pressure. They were beating up on that Bills O-line. They were getting Josh Allen's face, making him feel that Jets defense and that physicality. Those cornerbacks were playing. Stephon Diggs did his thing. He had 10 receptions for 102 yards and a touchdown. Diggs did his thing. But for the most part, nothing got out of control. The Jets had everything contained. They forced turnovers. They helped their offense out as much as they possibly could. And the offense finally pulled through for them on that Garrett Wilson touchdown pass to tie it up 13-13. And I got to give a shout out to Tyler Bass too. He hit a 50-yard field goal to tie this game 16-16 to take it into overtime. The doink into into the field goal post. So we got a doink, but it ended up being a good doink for Tyler Bass. He hit the big game time field goal. But once again, the Bills started off with the ball in overtime, but they got a false start, I believe, and the Jets killed that drive from there. The defense didn't let anything go, and we know what happened. The offense didn't need to step back onto the field because the rookie Xavier Gipson, he took it to the house. I don't know what the future holds for the Jets as far as the rest of the season goes, but this was a terrific night. It shows a lot about Robert Saleh and his coaching and the faith that his team and his defense especially has in him, because they could have easily given up and let the Bills take control of this game and blow them out. Aaron Rodgers gone. We're back to Zach Wilson. He's struggling again. He's throwing interceptions again. They could have just gave up, but they didn't. They fought and they fought and they clawed and they clawed and they clawed. And this is how they're going to have to win a lot of their games now that Aaron Rodgers is out. With Zach Wilson back in, they're going to have to win dog fights. The Jets are going to have to win low-scoring dogfight games. Zach Wilson is going to have to do his best to not turn the ball over, to put his defense at a disadvantage. He's going to have to be a game manager and just let those playmakers and Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall, who we saw burst off like a 70-plus yard run. I mean, from their own 5-yard line, we saw the return of Breece Hall. I mean, they got playmakers all over the field. Just let them work. Zach Wilson, just be a game manager. Don't throw interceptions like you did in this game. And let the talent be the talent. And let the defense be the leader of this team. Be the number one reason this team gets dubs. They're going to be low-scoring affairs. But hey, you got a defense-first team now. You live and die by that defense. Zach Wilson's job is to just manage it. You spot him 20-something points. If you can get him 22 points like they did tonight, I think the Jets can be all right. I definitely can. But as far as the Bills, that's a tough way to lose. Josh Allen, I mean, it's a divisional game. The Jets know his play style. They know Josh. They know just the Bills in general. Do I expect him to perform this poorly next week? I doubt it. He definitely bounces back next week. But the Jets are a tough matchup, man. And the Jets, I believe, they got Dallas coming up next week. And the Buffalo Bills have the Raiders coming up next week. So the Bills will be looking to get right against the Raiders. And the Jets have a really tough matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. We saw what they did against the Giants in that struggling O-line. So now they get the Jets and another New York team with a struggling O-line. Micah Parsons and them boys, it may be a rough day for Zach Wilson and that Jets offense. This is going to have to be another game that's led by the Jets defense, and they're going to have to contain that Cowboys offense. But as far as the game tonight, a tremendous way to end week one. Exciting, crazy, news-filled, drama, all you can ask for, really. But the Jets pull it out. Congratulations to the Jets and the Jets fans. Hopefully for the Bills, they get right against the Raiders next week. But A+ game as far as fan entertainment. If you're not a fan of either team or if you're a Jets fan, A+ game. But until next time, guys, love what I saw out there tonight. Monday Night Football at its greatest. Peace.